I call Jono Naila. Tēnā koe.
Tuatahi he mihi ki te atua, nana ne ngā mea katoa. Ngā mihi kia manuhiri o te whare paramata, koe tai mai nei tēnei wā, tēnā koutou katoa. Ngā mihi kia koutou ki ngā hoa o te whare paramata, tēnā koutou. Tuatahi e hia ana a hau kia tautoko e te minata, e kōkiri haere ana i te Pire reo Māori. Tuarua, e mihi atu ana a hau, nukarako, i te komiti mō rātou mahi, ki te whakarite mai i te reo Māori, mō ngā tangata katoa o Aotearoa. E te mana whakawā, e whakamōwai ana a hau mō ngā kōrero i tautoko, mai i taku kōrero, e panutang, i te panuitanga tuatahi o te pirinei. Mr. Speaker, I'm humbled by the response that I got on my speech to the second reading of this bill. Not simply because the post reach from Facebook went to over 1 million people, or that the view was that the video was viewed by over 100,000 people, because I'm not humbled by that at all, I'm just showing off. But Mr. Speaker, I'm humbled because of the responses that I got from both Māori and from non-Māori in response to that. I don't think they responded because of my witty repartee or my good looks or otherwise. Mr. Speaker, I think they responded because they heard something of my journey that touched their hearts. They heard something of the story of my whānau and my whānau's journey with te reo Māori that meant something to them. And because, Mr. Speaker, it came from someone who was non-Māori. They were touched because here was a middle-class, middle-aged white guy from the National Party talking about the importance of te reo Māori. And some of the things they said were this. E jono tēnei, te mihi o te mihi tautoko, o te reo Māori tēnei, te mihi Māori ora, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Thank you for your wonderful speech. Thanks for your support in recognising our well-being. Māti Toto said, I remember my dad saying he got caned for speaking te reo at school, and growing up, I wish he was alive to hear this. Mr. Speaker, people spoke to me about the support for their language, for their reo, and how it was important to them. And so I am humbled to stand in this House as a non-Māori, one of the few non-Māori speakers to this bill, because I think it's incredibly important for us, if we're going to follow through on that phrase that is contained within this bill that I think is incredibly important, that says, reo hoki ka kāinga kautia e te motu. This language is valued by our nation. Mr. Speaker, I'm encouraged by the fact that what I see as the Māorification of New Zealand English. When I grew up in West Auckland in the 1970s, the only Māori words that we ever used were the words for which there was no English word. So we knew what a hangi was, and we knew what a hongi was, but we didn't know words like whānau and kaupapa and kai. Those weren't words that we used. But Mr. Speaker, we are now growing up in New Zealand where some of those words are starting to take place. But if we are going to see New Zealand English develop to incorporate and envelop more te reo Māori, Mr. Speaker, then te reo Māori language must not continue to decline, but it must continue to grow. And it must continue to grow because of what this House is doing and the example that we are setting. It must continue to grow because our government reflects the importance of te reo Māori right through our government departments and otherwise. And as a culture, of New Zealanders, we continue to embrace this language, because as this language grows, we as New Zealanders will grow and this country will be a better place. Mr. Speaker, I was reminded today by my colleague Pire that I should finish this speech with the same way that I finished my maiden speech, which was to quote his grandfather, Sir James Henare. Kua tāwhiti kei te haerenga mai, kia kore e haere tonu, kua tino nui rawa o mahi, kia kore e mahi tonu. We have come too far to not go further, Mr. Speaker. I commit this bill to the House. Yeah.
Members, this debate has concluded. The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote. Order. Order. A party vote's been called for. We'll conduct a party vote in silence.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
28 votes in favour.
Green Party.
13 votes in favour.
New Zealand First.
11 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
Tokorua e tautoko ana.
ACT New Zealand.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 104, the noes are 11. The motion is agreed to.
Te Pire lo te reo Māori, Māori Language Bill, third reading.
Permission has been granted for a waiata.